You are not imagining it. And the good news is there are simple foods that may help support your leg strength as you age. So stay with me because by the end you'll discover 8 everyday foods that scientists often associate with healthier muscles and stronger mobility. As people move past the age of 60, subtle biological changes begin to occur inside the body that can gradually affect muscle strength, especially in the legs. Researchers often refer to this natural process as age-related muscle loss, commonly known in medical science as sarcopenia. This condition does not appear suddenly. Instead, it develops slowly over many years as muscle fibers become smaller, weaker, and less responsive to the signals that tell them to contract. According to information summarized by the National Institutes of Health, aging muscles tend to lose some of the proteins that help maintain their structure, which means the body must rely more heavily on proper nutrition and regular movement to keep those tissues functioning well. In simple terms, muscles can be compared to rechargeable batteries. When they receive the right fuel and are used regularly, they continue to hold their charge. But when nutrients are missing or activity decreases, that energy capacity slowly fades. This is one of the reasons experts from Harvard Health Publishing often emphasize the importance of both diet quality and physical activity for older adults who want to maintain independence and mobility. In a moment, it will become clearer why specific foods can act almost like maintenance tools for muscle fibers, helping the body repair small amounts of daily wear and tear that naturally occur during walking, standing, or climbing stairs. Later, you will also see why the timing and consistency of meals may influence how efficiently muscles use those nutrients throughout the day. Many people mistakenly believe that muscle weakness is simply an unavoidable part of aging and that nothing meaningful can be done to support strength after 60. However, health organizations like the World Health Organization and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention explain that lifestyle habits, including nutrition, sleep patterns, and regular physical activity, can strongly influence how the body adapts to aging. For example, muscles rely on amino acids from protein-rich foods to rebuild damaged fibers after everyday movement. When the diet lacks these nutrients, the body may struggle to maintain muscle mass efficiently. At the same time, vitamins, minerals, and healthy fats help regulate inflammation, nerve signals, and blood circulation, all of which play supporting roles in muscle function. This means that the foods chosen each day are not just providing calories, they are supplying the raw materials that muscles need to stay resilient. Another common mistake many older adults make is gradually eating smaller meals or relying more heavily on processed convenience foods, especially when appetite changes or cooking habits shift after retirement. While these foods may provide quick energy, they often lack the balanced nutrients muscles depend on. Experts from the Mayo Clinic frequently highlight that maintaining muscle health later in life requires a consistent pattern of nutrient-dense meals rather than occasional bursts of healthy eating. That pattern supports the body's natural repair systems and helps maintain the strength needed for everyday tasks, such as getting up from a chair, maintaining balance, or walking longer distances comfortably. It is also important to remember that this information is meant for general education rather than individual medical advice. Every person's health situation is unique, and recommendations may vary depending on existing conditions, medications, or dietary needs. For that reason, organizations such as the National Health Service encourage individuals to consult qualified healthcare professionals when making significant dietary or lifestyle changes. Still, understanding how nutrition supports muscle function can empower people to make informed choices. And once you understand how the body uses certain nutrients to maintain muscle strength, the list of foods that support healthy legs begins to make a lot more sense. Eggs are often described by nutrition scientists as one of the most efficient whole foods for supporting muscle maintenance, particularly for older adults whose bodies may process nutrients differently than they did decades earlier. Inside a single egg is a compact combination of high-quality protein, essential amino acids, vitamins, and minerals that contribute to many of the processes involved in muscle repair and energy metabolism. Researchers frequently highlight eggs when discussing healthy aging because they contain all 9 essential amino acids, meaning the body can use them directly to help maintain muscle tissue. Amino acids act like building blocks for muscle fibers. When the body moves, whether it is walking, climbing stairs, or simply standing, microscopic stress occurs inside muscle tissue. Normally, this is not harmful. In fact, it is part of how muscles stay functional. But these fibers need protein to rebuild and stay strong. Experts from the Harvard Health Publishing explain that adequate protein intake becomes increasingly important later in life because aging muscles do not respond to nutrients as efficiently as younger muscles. This means the body often needs consistent sources of high-quality protein throughout the day to maintain muscle mass. Eggs are also notable because their protein is considered highly bioavailable, meaning the body can digest and use it efficiently. According to summaries of nutrition research available through National Institutes of Health databases, proteins from eggs contain an amino acid called leucine, which plays a role in signaling muscle protein synthesis, the biological process through which the body repairs and builds muscle fibers. When leucine and other amino acids enter the bloodstream after a meal, they act almost like a signal telling muscle cells that resources are available for maintenance. Over time, this steady supply of building materials can help support muscle structure and daily physical function. Another reason eggs are frequently discussed in nutrition science is their content of vitamins that support metabolic processes. Eggs naturally provide vitamin B12 and several other B vitamins that help convert food into usable energy within cells. These nutrients contribute to how the nervous system communicates with muscles, which is essential for coordination and movement. Research summaries discussed by the Mayo Clinic often emphasize that these vitamins are particularly relevant for older adults because deficiencies can sometimes occur when diets become limited or appetite decreases. By including nutrient-dense foods like eggs in balanced meals, individuals may help maintain the energy systems that allow muscles to function efficiently during everyday activities. Eggs also contain small amounts of vitamin D, a nutrient widely studied for its relationship with bone and muscle health. The National Health Service notes that vitamin D contributes to muscle function and plays a role in maintaining balance and coordination, which can become increasingly important as people age. While eggs alone are not the only source of this nutrient, including them as part of a varied diet can help support overall nutrient intake. One common mistake many people make, particularly in later adulthood, is skipping breakfast or choosing meals that are mostly refined carbohydrates such as pastries, sweet cereals, or sugary drinks. These foods may provide quick energy, but they typically lack the protein necessary for muscle maintenance. Nutrition experts from the World Health Organization often emphasize the importance of balanced meals that combine protein, healthy fats, and complex carbohydrates. This balance helps provide sustained energy while also delivering the nutrients muscles need for ongoing repair. When eggs are included as part of a balanced meal, perhaps alongside vegetables, whole grains, or other whole foods, they contribute more than just calories. They provide nutrients that support muscle structure, energy metabolism, and overall physical function. Over time, these daily dietary patterns may help support the body's natural ability to maintain strength and mobility as people move through later decades of life. Fatty fish such as salmon, sardines, and mackerel are widely discussed in nutrition science because they contain omega-3 fatty acids, a type of healthy fat that plays several supportive roles in the body, including processes related to muscle maintenance and recovery. Omega-3 fats, particularly EPA and DHA, are considered essential because the body cannot produce them efficiently on its own, meaning they must come from foods. Researchers frequently study these nutrients in the context of aging because muscles and joints can be influenced by low-grade inflammation that naturally develops over time. Information summarized through databases maintained by the National Institutes of Health explains that omega-3 fatty acids are involved in pathways that help regulate the body's inflammatory responses. In simple terms, inflammation can be compared to a small internal alarm system. When the body experiences injury or stress, inflammation signals the immune system to respond. However, when that signal stays slightly elevated for long periods, it can place additional stress on tissues, including muscles and joints. For older adults, this gradual process may contribute to feelings of stiffness, slower recovery after activity, or reduced muscle efficiency. This is one reason fatty fish are often included in dietary patterns associated with healthy aging. Health institutions such as the Mayo Clinic frequently highlight omega-3 rich fish as part of balanced diets because these nutrients support cardiovascular health, circulation, and inflammatory balance. Circulation is particularly relevant for muscles because blood vessels deliver oxygen and nutrients that muscle cells rely on during movement. When circulation functions efficiently, muscle tissue receives the resources it needs to repair the tiny stresses that occur during daily activities like walking, standing, or climbing stairs. Without adequate nutrient delivery, recovery may take longer and muscles may feel fatigued more easily. Another factor researchers often discuss is the relationship between omega-3 fatty acids and muscle protein metabolism. Reviews of nutrition research available through Harvard Health Publishing explain that omega-3 fats may help support the body's ability to use amino acids from protein when rebuilding muscle fibers. This does not mean omega-3 foods directly build muscle on their own, but they may help create a biological environment that supports muscle repair processes. Muscles are constantly going through cycles of breakdown and renewal. When nutrients and circulation are adequate, the body can maintain this balance more effectively. Fatty fish also provide several other nutrients important for overall physical function. Many varieties contain vitamin D, selenium, and high-quality protein. Vitamin D is particularly relevant for older adults because it contributes to both bone and muscle function. Guidance from the National Health Service explains that vitamin D helps regulate calcium balance and supports normal muscle contraction. When vitamin D levels are low, people may sometimes experience reduced muscle performance or fatigue. Including foods that naturally contain this nutrient can help support overall nutritional balance. Despite these benefits, a common dietary mistake many adults make is relying heavily on processed meats or fast food options that contain high amounts of saturated fat and sodium while lacking beneficial nutrients. Health organizations such as the World Health Organization often recommend replacing some of these foods with whole, nutrient-dense options like fish, legumes, vegetables, and whole grains. These choices provide a wider spectrum of nutrients that contribute to multiple systems in the body, including those related to muscle health. When fatty fish are included regularly as part of a varied diet, they contribute healthy fats, protein, and micronutrients that support overall physiological balance. Combined with regular physical activity, sufficient sleep, and balanced meals, these nutrients help create conditions that allow muscles to recover from daily use and continue functioning effectively as the body ages. Leafy green vegetables such as spinach, kale, Swiss chard, and similar plants are often overlooked when people think about foods that support muscle strength. Yet nutrition research frequently highlights them as valuable components of diets that promote healthy aging. These vegetables contain a wide range of vitamins, minerals, and plant compounds that contribute to the biological systems muscles rely on for movement and endurance. One of the key reasons leafy greens are important is their mineral content. Nutrients such as magnesium, potassium, and calcium play important roles in muscle contraction and relaxation. Muscles do not simply move on their own. They depend on electrical signals sent from nerves. These signals trigger muscle fibers to contract and then relax in a coordinated pattern that allows smooth movement. According to educational resources from the National Institutes of Health, magnesium is involved in hundreds of enzymatic reactions in the body, including those that regulate nerve transmission and muscle contraction. When mineral intake is insufficient, these processes may not function as efficiently, which can sometimes contribute to fatigue or muscle weakness over time. Potassium, another nutrient commonly found in leafy greens, also contributes to normal muscle function. Potassium helps regulate the balance of fluids inside and outside cells, and it plays a role in transmitting electrical impulses between nerves and muscles. Information provided by the National Health Service explains that maintaining adequate potassium levels supports proper muscle contraction and helps the body maintain stable blood pressure and fluid balance. Because many modern diets rely heavily on processed foods that may contain high sodium but relatively little potassium, leafy green vegetables become especially valuable sources of this important nutrient. Leafy greens also contain naturally occurring nitrates, compounds that the body can convert into molecules that support healthy blood vessel function. Research summaries discussed by Harvard Health Publishing note that dietary nitrates found in vegetables like spinach and arugula may help support circulation by helping blood vessels relax and widen. This process can make it easier for oxygen and nutrients to travel through the bloodstream to working muscles. Circulation is a key part of muscle performance because muscles rely on a continuous supply of oxygen and nutrients during physical activity. When blood flow is efficient, muscle cells are better able to produce energy and recover from daily physical demands. In addition to minerals and nitrates, leafy greens are rich in antioxidants and vitamins such as vitamin K and vitamin C. These nutrients contribute to overall cellular health and help the body manage oxidative stress, a natural process that occurs when cells produce energy. According to general nutrition guidance from the World Health Organization, diets rich in vegetables and plant-based foods provide protective compounds that support long-term health across multiple body systems. Although antioxidants do not directly build muscle, they help maintain a balanced environment within the body that allows tissues to function properly. A common mistake many people make, especially as routines change later in life, is gradually reducing vegetable intake while relying more on packaged or convenience foods. These foods often provide calories but lack the diverse range of micronutrients found in whole plants. The Mayo Clinic frequently encourages balanced meals that include vegetables alongside proteins and whole grains, emphasizing that this variety helps ensure the body receives the nutrients needed for many physiological processes, including muscle function. By regularly including leafy greens in meals, individuals may help support the systems that allow muscles to contract efficiently, receive adequate circulation, and recover after daily activity. Over time, these small dietary habits contribute to a pattern of nutrition that supports overall mobility and physical resilience during the later stages of life. Beans and lentils are widely recognized in nutrition science as nutrient-dense foods that provide a combination of plant-based protein, dietary fiber, and essential minerals, making them valuable components of balanced diets that support overall health as people age. Unlike many processed foods that mainly provide calories, beans and lentils offer a complex nutritional profile that helps support several systems in the body, including those related to muscle function and sustained energy. One of the key nutrients they provide is plant-based protein, which contributes amino acids used by the body to maintain and repair muscle tissue. Muscles constantly go through cycles of minor breakdown and renewal during everyday movement, and dietary protein provides the raw materials needed for this maintenance process. Research summaries frequently referenced in nutrition databases maintained by the National Institutes of Health explain that adequate protein intake becomes especially important later in life because aging muscles may respond less efficiently to smaller amounts of protein. This means that including consistent sources of protein throughout the day may help support the body's natural muscle maintenance processes. In addition to protein, beans and lentils are rich in dietary fiber, a nutrient that plays a major role in regulating digestion and stabilizing blood sugar levels. Stable blood sugar is more important for muscle performance than many people realize. When blood sugar levels fluctuate dramatically, rising quickly and then dropping, energy availability in the body can become unpredictable. This may lead to fatigue, weakness, or reduced endurance during physical activities such as walking or standing for extended periods. According to general nutrition guidance discussed by the World Health Organization, diets high in fiber help slow the absorption of carbohydrates into the bloodstream, creating a more gradual and stable release of energy. Beans and lentils contain both soluble and insoluble fiber, which work together to support digestive health and steady energy levels. Another important contribution of beans and lentils is their mineral content. These foods contain nutrients such as iron, magnesium, and potassium, which support several biological functions related to circulation and muscle activity. Iron is particularly important because it helps the body produce hemoglobin, the protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen throughout the body. Oxygen delivery is essential for muscles because muscle cells rely on oxygen to produce energy during movement. Educational resources from the Harvard Health Publishing often explain that when iron intake is too low, oxygen delivery may become less efficient, which can contribute to feelings of fatigue and reduced physical endurance. Magnesium, another mineral found in beans and lentils, plays a role in muscle contraction, nerve function, and energy metabolism. According to nutritional information summarized by the National Health Service, magnesium supports the communication between nerves and muscles that allows coordinated movement. Because beans and lentils contain several minerals working together, they contribute to multiple systems involved in muscle performance rather than affecting only a single pathway. Despite these benefits, one common dietary mistake many people make is assuming that plant-based proteins are inferior to animal proteins. While animal proteins often contain all essential amino acids in one food, plant proteins can still contribute effectively to overall protein intake when included as part of varied meals. Health guidance from the Mayo Clinic emphasizes that combining different plant foods, such as beans, lentils, whole grains, and vegetables, helps provide a broad range of amino acids and nutrients needed by the body. By including beans and lentils regularly in meals, individuals may support steady energy levels, digestive health, and the nutrient intake required for muscle maintenance. Over time, these dietary patterns contribute to an overall nutritional environment that supports physical activity, endurance, and mobility as the body continues to age. Berries, nuts, and yogurt are often grouped together in discussions about balanced nutrition because each of these foods contributes a different set of nutrients that help support the body's systems involved in muscle health, recovery, and overall physical function. While they may appear to be simple snack foods, their nutritional composition makes them useful additions to diets designed to support healthy aging. Berries, such as blueberries, strawberries, and raspberries, contain a variety of antioxidants and plant compounds that help the body manage oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is a natural process that occurs when cells generate energy, but when it accumulates excessively, it may contribute to cellular wear over time. Research summaries and educational materials available through the National Institutes of Health explain that antioxidants from fruits and vegetables help neutralize unstable molecules known as free radicals, which can otherwise contribute to cellular damage. By providing antioxidants like vitamin C and polyphenols, berries help support the body's ability to maintain healthy cells, including muscle cells that are constantly repairing themselves after daily activity. Another important component of this trio is nuts, which provide healthy fats, protein, and several minerals that support nerve and muscle communication. Nuts, such as almonds, walnuts, and pistachios, contain unsaturated fats that are widely studied for their relationship with heart health and metabolic balance. These healthy fats help maintain cell membrane structure, which is important because every muscle cell relies on stable membranes to transmit signals from nerves that trigger contraction. According to information discussed by Harvard Health Publishing, nuts also provide magnesium and potassium, minerals involved in regulating muscle contraction, nerve transmission, and fluid balance within cells. Magnesium participates in hundreds of biochemical reactions in the body, including those related to energy production and muscle relaxation. Without sufficient levels of these minerals, muscles may not function as efficiently, which is why nutrient-rich foods such as nuts can contribute to overall physiological balance. Yogurt completes this combination by providing high-quality protein and beneficial bacteria that support digestive health. Protein plays a direct role in maintaining muscle tissue, as it supplies amino acids required for the repair and renewal of muscle fibers. As people age, maintaining adequate protein intake becomes more important because muscles may respond less strongly to smaller amounts of protein. Nutritional information summarized by the Mayo Clinic explains that foods containing protein, along with calcium and vitamin B nutrients, help support both muscle and bone health. Yogurt also contains probiotics, which are beneficial bacteria that contribute to a balanced gut microbiome. A healthy digestive system is essential for efficient nutrient absorption, meaning the body can more effectively use vitamins, minerals, and amino acids obtained from food. The connection between digestion and muscle health may not be obvious at first, but researchers increasingly recognize that nutrient absorption and gut health influence many aspects of physical function. Guidance from the World Health Organization often emphasizes the importance of varied diets that include fruits, dairy or fermented foods, nuts, legumes, vegetables, and whole grains. This diversity of foods helps ensure the body receives a wide spectrum of nutrients needed for energy metabolism, immune function, and tissue maintenance. Despite these benefits, many people unintentionally replace nutrient-rich foods like berries, nuts, and yogurt with processed snacks that contain refined sugars, excess sodium, and unhealthy fats. These foods may provide quick calories but often lack the vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants needed for long-term health. Educational resources from the Cleveland Clinic frequently emphasize choosing whole foods over ultra-processed snacks because whole foods supply nutrients that work together to support the body's natural processes. It is also important to remember that muscle health is influenced by more than food alone. Adequate sleep, regular physical activity, hydration, and stress management all interact with nutrition to support overall mobility and energy levels. Health guidance from the National Health Service notes that maintaining a balanced lifestyle helps preserve physical function and independence as people age. While berries, nuts, and yogurt cannot replace healthy habits such as movement and rest, they contribute valuable nutrients that support the systems responsible for muscle maintenance and recovery. When included regularly as part of balanced meals or snacks, these foods help